Let's get right back into the flow of everything with some important announcements.
Hey seniors! Senior ball tickets begin sale Monday the 25th for $100 with ASB and $110 without.
Purchase your tickets online to avoid the rush. Senior Ball will be on April 20th at Sheraton Grand Sacramento.
And seniors, remember to keep up on your high school portfolio due dates. Your community service hours are due on March 29th.
All other grade levels have their summative letter and portfolio check-in due on the same day, and community service hours will be due on April 12th.
On March 29th to April 11th, Abbott is hosting a coin drive. Bring in nickels, dimes, quarters, and bills to the containers in your first period.
Each cent is worth 1 point, and the class with the most points earns a pizza or ice cream party. Track the scoring on posters in the cafeteria. The proceeds go to Elk Grove Heart Association, benefiting the homeless community in Elk Grove.
This Thursday, the 21st, will be Bring Your Parent to Lunch Day.
And finally, on Friday, PGHS will hold our multicultural assembly. Remember everyone, leave backpacks in your classrooms, enter the gym quickly and safely, and sit with your class.
Save all your cheering for after the performance and keep it positive by being safe, respectful, responsible, and your best. Make sure to follow the 4Bs as well at Sober Grad Night, coming up next.
My name is Mela.
Hi, I'm Marcus Tillotson. I am helping out with the Senior Sober Grad Night.
Sober Grad Night is like the night that your graduating class comes together at kind of a safe space. And so this is a good environment for like people to let us have even more fun.
There is a big 80s thing. There's a lot of accidents like on the night of graduation night. And then after that, you're free, but it's late at night and it was kind of dangerous. So Sober Grad Night just kind of a way for everyone to hang out, still have fun, but just in kind of like a safer way. To me, it's kind of that last time we're gonna be together as a class. I think it's an opportunity that's kind of once in a lifetime.
I kind of always knew it was a thing, but I didn't really know like a lot about it. I started seeing it more and more like when on the emails, they were like, oh, we don't have a parent rep or anything, and saying it was gonna get canceled.
I told my mom about it and she was like, I think I'm gonna take that over. I was like, do you want to? And she was like, yeah.
So we just started helping out.
It's a one-man show. I run it.
No.
It's a good group.
It's at Sunsplash, May 21st at 10:30, and it goes all the way to 4 a.m., so it's gonna be crazy. I know for a while, a lot of people were saying that we were still doing at Country Club Lanes, but the venues changed, the activities are changed. I'm super looking forward to it just because I feel like it's not just one thing, it's something that everybody can do. I mean, Country Club Lanes only had like bowling. We all love like something different.
We get all the slides if you're gonna go, but we can get other stuff included on if we get more people to sign up. I think it's 200. If we get 200, then we get the race cars. Like it's like 150, we get poker tables. Like the more we get, the more things we get. I mean, the first 100 get entered for a raffle for like $100 like gift card.
As it gets closer, the tickets become more expensive, and then it will be 110 until like the actual day of Sunsplash or graduation.
There's a lot of reasons why you should sign up now. If everybody signs up at the last minute, there's a chance we might not get the race cars, even if we get all 200 that we wanted.
We've been posting about it a lot, and then there's flyers all throughout school for fundraisers. We did food fair.
Last food fair, we sold soda.
We did rosograms. We got flowers donated, thankfully.
We sold a good amount of flowers. I mean, it took almost an hour. I saw lots of happy faces. It's really successful.
We want people to look out for that because that does support Sober Grad Night. Just buy tickets. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm super excited.
I'm excited for it. I hope to see all you there.
Seniors, is your library account clear to purchase your ball tickets? Check your library accounts online to be sure that you don't owe any overdue library items. To avoid the library, Seniors, is your library account clear to purchase your senior ball tickets? Check your library accounts online to be sure you don't owe any overdue library items. To avoid the no library To avoid the library no activities list, return items or pay library fines with cash or check, no credit cards, or ask library staff for a payment plan.
Student ID cards are safe for $5 before, during breaks, during lunch, or after school.
Reprints are offered for
Also, is your library account clear? Check your library accounts to make sure you don't owe any overdue items. Return any items.
Recently, Science Olympiad finishes up their competitions. Congratulations to all the winners.
For optics, Boyan Lu placed second place. For detector building, congratulations to Armand Gu and Boyan Lu for third place. Props to Armand Gu, Boyan Yu for third place. Emily Vong and Nicole Yin got fourth place.
Maxwell placed second in micro mission. Congrats to Maxwell and Teddy Shen for placing fifth in disease detectives. And finally, for the scrambler competition, Logan Wong and Brian Nguyen and Josh won first place.
Congrats to the Science Olympiad and all other clubs on the campus.
Speaking of clubs and programs on campus, check out our segment on Link Crew, followed by the Learning Finance Club.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Ricky. I teach PE and AVID here, but I also help run the Link Crew, which puts on freshman orientation, and we want you to join us. There's gonna be a link and a sign up for you all to sign at the end of this video so you can get your phones ready. Not only do you run Link Crew, or you go for Link Crew, you run freshman orientation, but you can join the advocacy and help run events for freshmen throughout the year and just help them through your journey. There is community service hours available, so you can get those throughout the summer. It's also just an incredibly great and positive way to start your new school year, and I look forward to meeting you if you join.
So I only did freshman orientation, but the reason I signed up for Link Crew was because I thought Mrs. Ricky treated everyone with kindness, and I thought she was just a really kind person, and I like that for a supervisor and a teacher. So that's the reason I signed up.
I like Miss Ricky. She's an amazing teacher. I also like the community service that I get. I've been able to knock out all of my community service hours really easily, and I also like that I get to graduate and walk with my friends.
I like the fact that I can graduate next to my friends. I like that I can get community service. Although I do get community service from other things, this is an easier way on campus that doesn't take time out of my day.
And I also like the leadership committee that I've been working with, and I like the freshmen and how I've been able to impact them and create a welcoming campus for them, along with the new transfers that we have.
I also like having my freshman advocacy. I like helping them through like any new events, giving them advice, etc.
During freshman orientation, it was an interesting experience. I taught some people something about the campus.
I think I really like how I created Pleasant Grove to be a welcoming campus, because I know coming into freshman year I was really nervous, especially since, well, more so my sophomore year since we had COVID freshman year. But I know coming into my sophomore year, coming on campus, I was really nervous just to be on a big campus coming from middle school. It's something that you really have to adjust to, and I think me being a senior and an older person compared to the freshmen and being able to kind of guide them through the way.
I've also influenced a lot of freshmen to speak up about certain problems on our campus, especially when they go into those student senate meetings. So it means a lot to me that I can have an impact like that. And I just hope that for future Link Crew leaders that they can do something like that too.
It's something that's really inspiring and very comforting, and I think it's something that's really a tradition that should be held throughout the years to come.
Bye everyone, I hope you join Link Crew. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your semester and a great summer. Don't forget to sign up if you'd like to join.
I'm Jazz, and I'm the president of Learning Finance Club. So our club is about learning finances and trading as well as investing, so becoming just financially literate in life. And the club is open to people of all positions, and so we all discuss our worries about finances and our experiences and just everything we want to learn. And just getting to talk to people and playing our games and learning about finance in a fun way.
I'm Parneet Kaur, and I am the event manager for the club and also a member. So we learn about finances, about how to take care of your money and how to not overspend it. We also learn how to do trading and learning about crypto and all that stuff.
Students often go out into the real world without any financial knowledge, and then they don't have that guidance. So if they learn now, it's probably better for them in the future.
I would say a major misconception is people saying it's hard, but it's easy to learn if you have the resources, and we provide those resources.
When we learned about trading, looking at the graphs, I feel like that was more harder for me. And when I learned it, I was like, ooh, this is actually pretty easy.
Everyone kind of thinks it's hard and they don't need to learn it now. But if you have a general understanding and people to learn with, I think it can be a lot easier and it'll definitely help you in the future. Everyone is kind of tightly knit and everyone has knowledge on different subjects, so we all learn from each other.
I love the people. They're really nice, really including, and you wouldn't feel like you're an outlier.
I like the moolah, the money, obviously, and just being with my friends.
It's fun and you're gonna learn how to make money, and who doesn't want that? All the clubs are great, but our club, it'll help you financially and in the real world, and it's gonna have a real impact on your life. But our Instagram is pg.lfc. We usually meet 2 Thursdays a month, and we meet in HF3.
Hi,
On to this week's sports.
And I'm a
Starting
sophomore.
off the week, men's
Hi, everybody.
tennis is
My name is
competing
Chelsea
at
Manzer,
Sheldon
and I'm a
at
sophomore.
3:45 today.
Frosh or
I
JV
got
and
into
varsity
photography by
baseball will
taking
play
photos of
against Lincoln
baseball
in Stockton starting at 4. Tuesday, March 19th is a busy day for PG athletes.
The swim team will be hitting the water at Franklin at 3:30. Men's tennis competes against Jesuit at 3:45. Frosh baseball plays against Bella Vista at 4 p.m. JV and varsity baseball competes at Oakmont at 4 p.m. Men's JV and varsity volleyball teams host Jesuit with games at 4:30 and 5:30.
Wednesday the 20th, track team competes at the Delta League Center meet, and men's golf will host tea time at Sheldon at 3 p.m.
JV and varsity softball will compete at East Nicholas at 4 p.m. on Thursday, March 21st.
Track runs into the Elk Grove Center at Dual Meets number 1. Men's tennis will host Consumnes Oaks at 3:45. Frosh baseball will compete at Folsom at 4 p.m. and men's JV and varsity volleyball competes at Wood Creek at 5:30.
Friday, March 22nd, track will compete at the Granite Bay Field Festival at 10 a.m. Softball will compete at the Ledue Tourney.
Saturday, March 23rd, the track team will compete at the Valhalla District Invitational. Softball will continue to compete in the Ledue Tourney.
And finally, men's varsity volleyball will compete in the Stockton Classic at 5 p.m.
We wish all of our athletes good luck as they compete this week. For information on competitions during the spring break, visit pghs.net.
Going into our next segments, let's look at some students on our campus and their hobbies and interests.
Hi, my name is Danny Maronese and I'm a sophomore.
Hi everybody, my name is Chelsea Van Zant and I'm a sophomore.
I got into photography by taking photos of baseball, and then it just became something I enjoyed doing.
I got into photography by being a team manager, and I had a bunch of extra time on my hands, so I had asked my parents if they had a camera, and they gave me their old one.
I use the Canon T7.
I use an Olympus E600, but mainly I use my Canon Rebel T7.
I take pictures of mainly sports, and I do small events.
I mainly take pictures of sports, but sometimes I do small events like birthday parties, and I'm doing red carpet in a few weeks.
My favorite sport to take pictures of is probably baseball.
My favorite sports to take pictures of is soccer. I like the environment a lot.
My least favorite is probably basketball.
I don't like basketball just because it feels very crammed in there.
The players keep me going, and just the environment in which we take pictures of.
What keeps me going is the players from the start just saying how proud of me they are, and especially parents reaching out to me. I feel like that makes me feel like I'm where I need to be.
No, I don't think I want to take pictures in the future, but you know, wherever God takes me.
I think I do. I just wouldn't do it as my main job. Definitely something on the side.
You can see and get my photos on Instagram, and there'll be links there.
You can see them on Instagram. Sometimes after the games, I'll post links, and yeah.
No cost to my photos.
As of right now, no. Sometimes I do, but in the future, I definitely will.
Hi everyone, this is Danny.
And I'm Chels.
And we're the best photographer duo out here, so if you see us,
just come say hi.
And we'll say hi back. Bye guys!
Hi, my name is Ezekiel Lopez. So I do a lot of bug taxidermy as a hobby. I've always been interested in insects since I was a kid. My favorite pastime was to go outside and like pick up worms on the floor or just have like a handful of roly-polies. There's a certain day of spring that I made my own holiday saying that it was like Bug Savior Day or like Bug Friends Day. I'd make a little grass ring and find whatever bug I can find and just put them in there and pretend that they can be friends. I was a weird little kid. During quarantine, I saw these videos of people putting like preserved mantises and stuff in hand sanitizer. It's a preservative, it's not very good preservative. I've learned that the hard way because it starts to rot in the actual jar. But after trial and error of doing that, I thought that maybe, I can, like with bees and flying insects, I can get a string and like put it through and then tie it on top of the thing so it looks like it's flying. I've taxidermied a couple of grasshoppers and I think those are really interesting. I have one right here, but this one's a baby and I've gotten a big one and I've gotten a locust too. It's really cool to see the legs and then there's the wing part and I was able to spread out the wings. It was just really cool and I ended up investing in a bunch of different stuff like little screens for bigger bugs and I ended up getting supplies for pinning and I ended up going down that path of bug taxidermy. I get most of my advice online and through trial and error because it's my own little process and I think if I get myself into an own routine, I can eventually start like selling these and sharing my hobby with others. At home, I also make little ecosystems and in order to make it functioning, you need to add insects, which is one of the biggest decomposers. They eat everything and they keep plants alive. So really, I just find it really interesting how they're able to interact with the environment and like make everything better. I have a really big appeal to science and everything, especially ecology. Insects are a very underrated specimen to be able to study. They're very small, they're not very seen, and a lot of people don't really like looking at them because they're not really fun to look at, but personally I really like how they look. They're very helpful to the environment and they just do so much for the environment to balance out. Davis has always been my dream school, and I think it would be really cool to be able to practice my hobby in my dream school. So I am doing a program for 2 years of college before transferring over to Davis, which has an entomology program, and most universities in California don't have an entomology program, so I think it's a good opportunity for me to share my passions and hobbies and then make it into a career eventually. I would also like to be able to breed reptiles or even insects too, to be able to sell them. Basically make my own little business that's good for the side for pay, and also just share my passions and make sure that each one of the specimens that I sell is taken good care of. Just go for it, honestly. And also don't expect the hobby that you're trying out to work out all the time. Again, with me, each hobby that I've taken on is different, and the ones that have stuck, and the ones that you're most interested in are the ones that you're gonna keep going on with. You don't wanna force yourself into a hobby that will cause you to hate the subject in general. And overall, just go for it. Honestly, try new things and see what you like, and it's okay to make mistakes when looking for a hobby and then you don't know what you like. It's fine. Just go for it.
My name is Kevin Kamani. I'm in the 11th grade and I'm 17 years old, and this is my small business. I started this brand off of inspiration. There's this one brand called Follow God Chicago, and I like their overall message and their basic designs and everything. And it really inspired me because it showed me little designs could take you really far. So that's how I came up with Yahweh's World, God's World. That's basic translation. Progress is going good. A lot of people find me on my social medias, and the fact that it's happening, it shows I'm doing good in terms of promoting. And how I get people's attention, I like standing out once it comes to my own clothing. So I make designs that could catch people's eye. And even though the first glimpse says everything about somebody, so I try my best to be out there. Pros and cons. Well, my only two pros would be me being my own little ethos in my own little environment to come up with new things to make. And then my second pro would be just to see how people react to the stuff I make, because I genuinely like people's opinions, good or bad. So it puts me in that zone to what can I do better. My only con would be just the amount of time it takes to come up with a whole new drop, because it does take a little bit of thinking power. What makes me different from other brands is actually the overall meaning of Yahweh's World. I made Yahweh's World to acknowledge God's creation with modern clothing. I actually just I want to put purpose in each drop that I make, because I feel to really stand out, you have to have meaning behind everything what you do. Well, it's not really hard to take care of it. Just flip it inside out when you're about to wash it. The overall goal of Star Shine was to resemble a piece of star shining, and to make you stand out. I have the overall the rhinestones, the star zippers, everything I put on the hoodie has a purpose. If you want to see more like this, I do have an Instagram, a TikTok, a website, all Yahweh's World lowercase. So if you want to see more stuff, Yahweh's World, then you know where to go.
What a cool small business, and such interesting hobbies too.
Maybe we should start our own small business together.
Maybe not.
Well, that's not all we have in store today. Now let's see what these students are cooking in our next segment.
I can smell it already.
everyone! In honor of St. Patrick's Day, let's make a green-themed pasta dish, chicken pesto pasta.
Here's a list of the ingredients needed. First, start cutting the chicken breasts into even chunks and put them into a bowl.
Next, add a teaspoon of Italian seasoning and black pepper, and a pinch of salt.
Then, mix the seasoning with the chicken. Make sure to get all the chicken bits evenly coated.
Warm up your pan over medium heat and add a drizzle of cooking oil of your choice. Once the pan is nice and warm, add your chicken bits to the pan, occasionally mixing to ensure it's fully cooked.
After your chicken is a golden crisp color, remove the pan from the heat and set it aside for later use. Now it's time to make the pesto. Grab your clean basil and pine nuts and put them into the food processor and blend.
Then, take your garlic and parmesan and add it to the blend.
As your food processor is running, drizzle the olive oil until the pesto becomes a saucy consistency.
Make sure to occasionally scrape the sides of the processor to make sure everything's fully blended.
Get a pot of water and set it on the stove over high heat. When the water has come to a boil, take your noodles, put them into the boiling water, and cook for about 4 minutes or until ready.
After the pasta is done boiling, strain the noodles.
After straining the noodles, put them into a saucepan. Add half a cup of heavy cream along with your pesto and mix. And make sure to mix it well.
After mixing your sauce into the noodles, add your chicken. Take this time to add any extra seasonings if needed.
Once fully mixed, plate your pasta, add a little extra parmesan, and enjoy.
For this week's show.
But before we leave, use this QR code to give us some feedback on today's show.
And remember, everyone, be safe, be respectful, be responsible,
and be your best.